So I'm going to show you a very short I don't know if you could see it, Zena, but maybe you saw it already on YouTube. So that was shot in a sushi restaurant in London, and to shoot this I had to go around London looking for people who would play dead for me. So I would go ask an Asian guy and say, would you like to be a dead person in my film? And thankfully I found about 7 after a week, and it was very interesting filming experience. So anyhow, I don't have enough time, so you guys could watch this on YouTube if you're interested. Okay, I'll stop after the... So anyhow, that guy is going to be in serious trouble after 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next. Next slide. And I wonder how many minutes I've been talking, but 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to skip this work. And I'm going to, so that's Crobot Jenny. If you Google online, you'll find my work, Crobot Jenny. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this work. It's called Nanohana Heels. And nanohana is rape flowers in Japanese. And basically, these are heels that have nanohana seeds. And if you walk with these heels, these seeds get planted into the soil. So from your footsteps, these nanohana, rape flowers, might blossom from your own footsteps. So it's like as you walk, more flowers might blossom. And the reason why I created this project is in 2011, Japan had a very big earthquake. And obviously there was a Fukushima power plant, nuclear power plant accident. And so now Japan is facing this new problem of radiation, not just Fukushima, but in Tokyo or other parts in Japan. And I think I was really troubled and really touched and felt really sad about everything that was happening. But then I thought it's too easy to create a work that sort of work of sort of desperation or sadness. And I thought that those works will not help anyone. I wanted to make a work that had hope, that sort of showed a way of situation might improve. So then I was really thinking about the nuclear power accident, and I was doing a lot of research. And I found that in Chernobyl, after the nuclear power accident, scientists found that rape flowers, when they were planted in Chernobyl, in the contaminated soil, these rape flowers were able to absorb all the radioactive substances in the soil as it grew. And also, not only the rape flowers absorbed the radioactive substances, they also created, you could also create biodiesel from the seeds, from the oil from the seeds. And you could use this biodiesel to create clean energy to produce electricity or move cars. So it was almost like for farmers around Chernobyl, it was like a new way of agriculture. You couldn't really plant, potatoes or other edible plants in the soil anymore. But maybe they could start planting rape flowers there, and the soil, if you don't plant things in the soil starts to die off. So it's good to plant rape flowers, decontaminate the soil, and also get the oil from the seeds, make biodiesel, and maybe use that as a new energy source. So it was, to me, this thing that the government in Ukraine and Belarus were doing was, to me, it seemed like a possible way of moving on to the next step. And it was like seed of not just rape flower, but seed of hope. So obviously, high heels are not the best way of planting rape seeds into the soil. It's going to take ages. But I liked this sort of metaphor of walking and planting at the same time. So more you walk, more flowers might blossom out of your footsteps. So this work I'm still working on at the moment, so it's not finished. But again, I'm creating this sort of spirit character that will walk using these heels. And I'm also creating a video that should come out in November. I'll send it to you by email. So that's the heels. I wonder if you can see it, but that's how it works. So when you press onto the heel, it rotates and the seed comes out. So yeah, so in the end, although like we have very different backgrounds on where we grew up and the topics we're working with, but I do agree, I do believe in the power of pop culture as well. And since I grew up surrounded by consumer culture, pop culture, MTV in Tokyo, and Tokyo is a very pop city, I feel that this is this is my real language. And also I feel that this is a language to reach out to more people about my ideas or the discussions I want to have with people. So that's my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was fantastic. And yes, as you can see, there are lots of affinities between these two artists. Hi, Zaina. Welcome back to the screen. So before, I have several questions I want to ask the pair of you. But before we do that, given the discussion of different contexts and also the fact that you both work in multiple media, Zaina does too. She mentioned her book and also the film from her book that she's working on. I thought it might be interesting, Zaina, if you're willing to show the trailer for your book that you made, which is already an interesting idea, to have a YouTube video about a book. I think it will also be nice for the audience to see a little bit of the Beirut that's such an important part of your practice and your context. Would you? Thank you. So if we could have the Sputniko's computer back for a second, for 5 minutes. YouTube. There we go. It was loading just fine before. Yeah. Well,
maybe if I make it small. Oh, it's coming. I'll make it a different resolution. Oops.
Luckily, we have a YouTube expert.